Shalom, my holy friends. We are just a few days away from an incredibly consequential election, and I have a few things that I want to say from a rabbinic perspective. That's right, this is your unofficial Jewish guide to the 2024 election. So let's dive in. First and foremost, vote. Whether you consider yourself a Jewish American or an American Jew, the Talmud tells us, Pirkei Avot chapter 3 verse 2, that we are to pray for and engage in the welfare of our government. And the way that we do that is through our civic duty. So, vote. Second, vote Jewishly. What does that mean? Well, it means that some candidates have, as part of their platform, positions that reflect Jewish values and Jewish issues better than others. Here are some things to consider. Freedom of religion and religious expression. There is no issue more consequential to American Jews than the ability to live Jewishly. Don't just look at rhetoric and speeches, make sure that the candidate you vote for has argued for and champions for the preservation of the First Amendment. Unity and centrism. Throughout Jewish history, we have seen over and over again that things go south for the Jews when societal and political divisiveness takes hold. The Goldilocks zone for Jews has consistently been centrist, stable, and unified governments. Look for candidates that want to unite rather than to divide, and who reject extremism from either side of the political aisle. Morality and character. Now there is an argument, and a valid one at that one does not have to be a good person in order to be a good leader. But I would argue that in America, and definitely from a textual Jewish perspective, the character of leadership matters. According to Jewish tradition, leaders are supposed to be humble, responsible, and selfless. For a good guide to Jewish ethical expectations for leaders, check out the Mesilat Yesharim or Rabbi Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory. And of course, Israel. Yes, I intentionally left this one for last because I believe too many folks consider it to be their one issue, as opposed to one of several Jewish issues. Israel is important, and the relationship between the US and Israel is one that is existential. It is vital to find candidates who support Israel, who understand the invaluable relationship between our two countries, and it's important that we include Israel as part of our political perspective. Here are some other things to remember as we head to the polls. Misinformation and disinformation is, by definition, Lashon Hara. In a societal moment so filled with lies and hate, we have an obligation as Jews to absorb our news through a critical lens to ensure the veracity of anything that we would put on our social media or share with friends, family, and neighbors. It's not easy, and our emotions can take over, which, by the way, is the whole objective of engagement journalism, and I'm using journalism with very heavy quotes. But we need to be able to take a breath and check our sources before we hit share. Finally, we need to support one another. We are living at a time that is scarier and more uncertain for us as Jews than many of us have ever experienced in our lifetimes. That is real, and that is significant. This is also where the halachic edict of Dan L'Chavzchut comes in. We need to give one another the benefit of the doubt, to see and understand that individual choices are motivated by a whole range of emotions and concerns. Don't write people off. Listen to them. If all of us learned how to do that, our world would be a completely different and better place. So there it is, your unofficial Jewish guide to the 2024 election. There's obviously a lot more that we could cover here, but I hope that this is a start and helps in some way. Remember that at the end of the day, we are in this together. We need to support one another. We need to be there for one another. And as Jews, we need to put our Jewish identities first, and not let secondary labels or leanings keep us from holding each other tight as mishpacha, as family. So get out there and vote Jewishly, read and share Jewishly, and treat one another Jewishly. God bless America, and Am Yisrael Chai.